5 basic mistakes that people make with their aquaponics system. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'm putting videos up every couple of days, so make sure that you hit subscribe so you can get all of them. Alrighty, we have some basic mistakes that people make when it comes to their aquaponics systems, when they're building it, when they're running it. So let's have a look at just a couple of the real basic ones. When you're building your aquaponics system, and this is just my little barrel one, my bigger one's over there, but it's so much easier to record just here. I know I've got it all working. But the one thing people forget to do, there's a few things with designing that they forget, but sometimes they're looking at the basic chop and flip design for an IBC because it's the cheapest and it's the easiest. And the basic chop and flip design does not include a solid waste remover. Whether that's a solid separator, a radial flow filter, a solids trap, however you want to do it, remove your solid waste. Now you can see right here is mine, okay? Very small, DIY. You can use a pail, you can do any number of things. Depends on the size of your system, but you need to make sure removing solids from your system, okay? Key thing, if you don't remove solids from the system, it's going to end up getting very smelly, very anaerobic within your grow bed. Anaerobic means it's removed, all the oxygen's being kicked out basically because it's gotten all clogged up and you're getting a different type of bacteria in there. It'll get smelly, your bacteria will die off, your water quality will go wonky and your fish will eventually die. Some people say, hey, I have all of my solids in there and I put worms in there and that works. You're lucky, okay? That's not a guaranteed way of actually having a good system. That's more luck than anything else. And some people want to just clean out their system every 6 months. Okay, I don't want to be doing that much work. Solids separated people. Second thing, cycle your system. Cycling your system means using a water quality test kit and colonizing your system, your aquaponics system, with bacteria. We want 2 types of bacteria within your aquaponics system, Nitrosamona and Nitrobacter. And we can identify that with our water quality test kit. How to cycle my system is up here, okay? You must cycle your system. If you put fish in without cycling your system, they will die. And for some people say, I'm just going to put some tester fish in and they'll be right. Well, yeah, you're still killing a living creature, just saying. And you're going to be putting it through a lot of stress, just saying. What are you going to do with those fish if they do survive? Just saying. It's better to do a fishless cycle. But you do need to cycle your system before you put your fish in. Onto the fish. Know in advance what fish will suit your system. There is no point me in a barrel that is 200 litres. I can't have a maricot in there. I can't put barramundi in there. I can't put silver perch in there even. It's a bit too small for them. I'd only have a couple and even them that would be pushing the size wise. I've got little goldfish in there. And I have a plan for when they get bigger. Know how big your system is and what fish you can use. Remember, little fish often will grow into bigger fish. So you need to know what your fish are. And starting small is the cheaper option. But then you need to balance out the amount of fish waste to the amount of veggies that you can have. Now you can see I've got a whole heap of veggies looking nice and green here. And I've done 2 harvests of the coriander and I've got another one to do today. And it's doing awesome. But when these guys get bigger, is this going to work? So understanding the ratio of the amount of fish and the amount of veggies is important. And how do we do that? It's actually less about the plants and more about the filtration. That tells us how many fish we can have. So there should be a video coming up in the link up here saying how many fish can I have in the system, and it will talk to you about the amount of filtration within your aquaponics system. If you don't have enough filtration for the fish will die. Okay, so we must, our primary concern here, I've got a cat who's batting at the blinds, it's just very distracting because he's up high. our basic concern must be the health and welfare of our fish. Okay, if we're not looking after our fish, the rest of the system isn't going to work anyway. Right, so we must look after our fish, and the rest will start to look after itself. A big thing people do, so this is another common mistake here, is people will put too many fish in. They'll put in a whole heap of small fish that are going to grow bigger, and because they wanted to grow more vegetables to start off with as soon as possible, which I so get you on that. But if you don't have the balance and those fish do end up getting bigger, whatever size, what are you going to do with them? So this is where you need to have a plan in place. All right? Now, finally, the last thing I want to say that people sometimes do, sometimes don't, have a backup system. What if the power goes out? What's going to happen? And be aware of your environment. Okay? Everyone's environment is totally different. Now, we had massive storms here this year, and some of the area around here had no power for 6 days. Well, my battery backup system, so my deep cycle battery system, would last 24 hours for my big system, which is great for 24 hours, but what then? You need to have a plan for the worst case scenario, depending on where you live. We don't normally have 6 days worth of power outages here, but it was certainly was, whoopsie, excuse me, something just went in my eye then. Certainly was a wake-up call for me to identify, what do I need to do? Do I need to have a chain lot of batteries? Do I need to have a generator? And then make sure that I maintain it. So these are some of the big things to think about. A lot of mistakes that people make, and there's a lot of videos showing you how to do it, okay, and how to get it right the first time. For me, I'm all about getting it right the first time and not fixing your mistakes. Prevention is much better than cure, right? Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you've got any questions or comments, make sure you do leave them below, and hit that subscribe button so you can find out when I've got more videos being posted. And don't forget to follow me on other social media, because I do different lives on different social media on different days. So, again, thank you for watching. I really value and appreciate your time, and I hope you enjoyed it.